episode. This spring 2008, we got a really cool snake that we want to share with you today. This is a fox snake. Fox snakes are very, very, very cool snakes. They are found in Iowa, they're found in Missouri, they're found in Illinois. Fox snake is, I guess you could say, kind of one of the unfortunate attributes about the snake is the reason why they're named fox snake. Fox snake is named a fox snake because of the smell of the snake when it musks you in its defensive posture. And that smell smells kind of like a fox den. It's just real musky and it smells nasty. And I've got to feel what that smells like today, which is really cool. But this guy, he's pretty awesome. He's kind of worked up a little bit still. And he's tracking on my hand, and I do not want to get tagged by him. And I think I'm gonna. So I'm gonna let him drop. But some things I want to show you about the snake. One is that these are arboreal. They're very good tree climbers. If you watch this just from my thumb, he's holding off of my thumb, and look at how much strength he has. Watch that. Look, he's pulling back up on his own body like that. Look, see how he wrapped his tail around my thumb, coming up. They're just amazing in their strength and their ability to climb. They're very arboreal. You might notice that his tail starts twitching really fast. You see that? How it twitches? See it against my hand? See it twitching? The reason it's doing that is that's another defensive mechanism of the snake. When they are in leaves, they'll twitch their tails like that, and it'll be just like a rattlesnake. And so when they're in leaves, you'll hear their tail rattling, and you'll think maybe you're right near a rattlesnake. This particular guy, he's beautiful. I'm saying he's about 36 inches at least in length, and they feed mainly on small rats, mice, birds, bird eggs, frogs, but mainly more towards the rodent population than they would frogs. They're one of Iowa's best snakes. They're constrictors, so when they grab their prey, they grab it with their head. They'd wrap around the snake, or wrap around the prey, and grab it and squeeze it really tight until it suffocates it, and then they'll swallow it head first. Look at the coloration on his head too. It's just a real kind of bright orange color there, and he's just really, really alert right now and just aware of everything that's going on. He's sticking his tongue out, just checking out what all's happening around him. He's a very, very beautiful snake. Fox snakes too, they're typically not very aggressive snakes, so if you see one in the wild and you know a little bit about snakes, you could pick one up and not get bit. He has not bit me. He actually has struck at me twice, but they're very kind of slower snakes, so they're not real fast. I'll let you see when I put him down on the ground. He's not going to just take off. He'll kind of stop and kind of slow down a little bit, check things out, and that's just kind of the way they kind of operate. They're a little bit slower. They're not real fast when they take off, and if I come down and I touch his body, he'll kind of wrap up and get in a striking posture. You see that? How he raises his head up and he's tracking with this one hand over here, and he protects his body by bringing most of his length into a circle. So he kind of guards himself like a little fence around his own body to keep his head protected. And he raises up that head, and just very famous kind of strike posture. But when they strike, they make a hissing noise. I'll let you hear how he sounds when he strikes. They don't like to do it very often. It's just kind of a last resort kind of a deal for them. Watch him. He's tracking. You hear him? Did you hear him hiss?
Yeah.
And they hiss as they strike. This is kind of the noise that they'll make. And they don't like to do it though, because they're vulnerable. When their head goes away from their body, they're very vulnerable. And really the most sensitive part of their body is their head. So obviously whenever a snake protects itself, it's always putting its head right in the center of its roundness here. He wants to keep his head protected. So, and even though he's kind of all wound up right now, I can still pick him up, I can still handle him, and as long as you're slow and you're gentle, the snake respects that. The snake understands that you're not trying to harm him, and they'll be cool and they'll calm down a little bit. But he's just not happy I've taken him out of his place, and we're going to let him go back in the area that we found him in, because that's something that's really important. Whenever you catch a snake, don't take it home and try to keep it. Just let it go. If you want to take some pictures of it, that's cool, but let it go right where you found it, because you don't want to upset their habitat either. And these guys are very sensitive in the habitats that they're found in. and they're typically found in more marshy areas, kind of always near a water source, you know, wherever you would find them. They're a great snake in Iowa, and just wanted to share one of these cool finds this spring with you. Thanks for watching.